Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University. We're looking at how to develop thinking skills in reading instruction. First of all, a thinking skill is a cognitive process broken down into steps and taught explicitly. For example, to get students to infer, that's the definition: identify the question, point of inference, identify what is known, make a reasoned guess based on the above. And we use a graphic organizer called an inferogram. The question, what you observe or know, and then your inference based on what you know. A thinking frame are the specific steps of a cognitive process put into steps and put into poster form, inferring right there. There's an example of a thinking frame, and you'll see some other examples of these. They should be taught explicitly using the elements of effective instruction, and a graphic organizer should be used to organize students' thinking. The cognitive process supporting a statement, there's the thinking frame, and here is the graphic organizer. I will be a great teacher. Supporting evidence, organize the information. Okay. Critical thinking is thinking that converges on a single point. Creative thinking is thinking that diverges. These are two different types of cognitive process. In thinking skills, we teach the process to develop the skill, meaning that we want students to be able to use this type of thinking automatically, to not think about it. So we teach the process so that they can do it without thinking. We teach in large group many times. We put in small group and do activities, and eventually we ask students to do this by themselves. Some examples of creative thinking skills: Divergent, 4 types of thinking. E. Paul Torrance says creativity involves fluency, generate a whole bunch, flexibility, a whole bunch of different kinds, elaborate, make what is there different or better, and originality, something totally different, totally outside the box. Here are some creative thinking skills. And you can see the cognitive operations defined, and then the thinking frame. These make great posters as you are teaching the different processes. These are 4. Here are 4 more, and you can stop the video if you want to spend more time here. Some activities. Here are some examples of different pre- and post-reading activities. If we want students to identify main ideas and supporting details, web and brainstorming. There's the process. Look at the story, find main ideas, find sub-ideas, and brainstorm on each bubble. Wizard of Oz, brainstorm, 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 divergent thinking. That's a great post-reading activity, better than a stinking comprehension worksheet. Fluency is pre-reading. All right, generate ideas to activate relevant schemata. Record that on the board. And then if you wanted to extend this, use some critical thinking, ask students to put these ideas in groups and describe the whole in terms of groups. Fluency is post-reading. Students brainstorm to create a list of interesting or important ideas found in the chapter. Great post-reading activity. They have to decide what's interesting or important. Students can list the items and put them in some sort of sequential order. And I'll use the critical thinking skill of ordering. Some criteria might be most interesting to least interesting, biggest to smallest, etc., etc. Elaboration. Students examine a character, event, scene, or item in a story, add interesting details, describe other items that could be included, add details or descriptive adjectives to a sentence, add interesting characters, events, or create a drawing of a scene or event, adding details that the author did not describe. Originality. To find and solve problems. Look for a problem in the story. Look for a design or a new application or a solution to that problem, something that no one else has thought of. All right, we will be looking at critical thinking skills in the next video.